After my husband and I got married, we waited for about a year to have our son. He was born in 2012, so he's 8.5 years old now. When he was a year and a half old on New Year's Eve, 2013, I landed off the plane from Toronto to Beijing, and I did not understand why his mother and his sister were in my apartment. When I opened the door, I believe the lights were turned off. When I turned on the lights, they were there. So it was actually quite a big shock to me. They said they wanted to take my son away to their to Gaoyang, which is where they live. By the time the next morning, they had already woken him up. I believe it was about 8 o'clock in the morning, and they said they had already ordered a car and they were going to take my son away. And I said, I don't understand. I never agreed for you guys to take him. They said, no, you have to work. You cannot have an IE. You don't have your parents with you to take care of your son. When they took him in the elevator, I actually grabbed my son back from the elevator. I said, I didn't agree to this. It was always a kind of a back and forth in my head. Am I doing something wrong? What did I do exactly that forced them to treat me this way? So I actually took my son back. In the elevator, my ex-husband and I already had a little bit of a disagreement, and he hit the top of my head, not very hard, but it was a tap on the head. This is not the first time that he's physically abused me. He had physically already abused me before, so I just thought, I'm just going to let them have their way and then figure this out later. He came home one day and destroyed all the glass objects in the house with this big wrench. That was the final moment that I thought, I can't put up with this anymore. So it's not the first time that he was violent.
How many times?
Oh, during 2014, it was a period between June and July. It was almost every other day. I don't know what I did to upset him. I don't know what I did to deserve this. You're never going to win this case because your child is not physically with you. He actually never let me see him. Almost all communication was blocked. All phones, messages, WeChats, nothing. I couldn't have any communication with him. I was blocked. Our first verdict came out in 2016. When he got the custody, I didn't actually have any visitation rights in my verdict, so I actually had to file again in 2018. So I had visitation rights in 2018, which gave me 2 weeks, 2 times a month to visit my son, and then that's how I got to see my son, through enforcement courts. In my verdict, it actually never said the number of hours. It only said each month I have 2 visitations. Do these visitations last 1 hour? Do these visitations last 6 hours? There's no definition. Screaming of fire to all mothers around the world who have given birth. We spend 10 months of our lives carrying a child inside of our womb. To have that taken away from us without our consent, without our approval, is extremely unfair to us. So a lot of the mothers in our situations, we actually feel like, to be blunt, we are free surrogates. We are carrying a child so that the fathers can have an heir. But who are we? Once we give them birth, once they've received that child into the world, then we are completely eradicated. It's the common answer that you'll get from almost all mothers across the board who have been in this situation, because we question ourselves. Who are we? How do we fit into this marriage? What was our purpose? And why were we part of this equation? That was one of the mandates that I set up Purple Ribbon with these mothers, is so that they can psychologically bring themselves out of this bubble. I was in that bubble for a long time. How do I get out of this bubble? How do I move forward with my life? Whether it's through exercise, whether it's through eating healthier, all of these things, and just moving forward again. Moving forward, how to get up in the mornings. A lot of mothers have nothing to look forward to, they feel like. They just want to commit suicide. They don't see any point because there's no good solution right now. So part of the mandate for Purple Ribbon was psychological support. The other mandate was right now, I believe has been very successful, is legal support. A lot of mothers don't always have a lot of money to go forward with trials and hire lawyers. So we can talk amongst ourselves with our experiences. At the time, I didn't know all these laws. When I talked to somebody who else has been in this situation for 3-4 years, they can give me advice. So sharing advice, sharing legal knowledge, overall just supporting each other through something that nobody else can relate to. That's the most important thing. Nobody else in the world can relate to except for us. Yes. I have to have a clear head. I can go to trial. I can do it the fair way, but I'm also living my life. So a lot of people say, you can go and get married. You can go and have another life. That doesn't solve the problem because you are just avoiding the problem at hand. You are avoiding this and you're moving on. I don't think that's the solution. I'm not moving on. I'm just moving forward. I did everything I could. I did every single step that I could. So going back, I have all the paper trails. If my son asked me later in life, did you give up on me? No, I never gave up on you. Yeah.